Welcome to another episode of the After the Whistle podcast. It's me, Smiley, back on hosting duty, and I'm joined with Van Gelder and a very, very special. You see, right now, cause if I introduce him, I don't know whether I make her introduce him as a guest or make her introduce him as a member as large.
He be
But yeah,
star boy ambassador at large. That be
Charlie,
position.
the star boy himself, you know, it's a special episode when Kawa is around. So we did. The whole season, I think the last time we had you was during the African Games. So that one, if I tell you how long ago we had you for an episode, this be January, February,
I'm
March.
sorry.
Yeah,
Accra is crying. It's cool. We forgive you.
the jobs, the duties, and things plenty. But anyway,
Charlie.
you know, say like I will ask you, hey, Maker Podcast, what's up?
Charlie, he go return. I mean, like the stories day. It be production be the problem right now because the guy with the edits, the guy with the do the graphics and everything, it be me and they pay them out of my pocket. So it makes some way, but I go return.
So what's the talk? We say if the fans all come together, put money together, the podcast will go fit sponsor and make it come back.
Basically, we for do crowdfunding.
Because like I said, the stories they're plenty day. Like,
Charlie.
some of the stories I not say someday if I tell you you go shock. Like stories are plenty day, but we just need like a production base. So say we go feed one.
Maybe so. So me, I just they put the word out. Say we they come do crowdfunding for the Hey Maker Podcast, make it come back.
Also, if you not say you be good producer or something, where you dey hear exposure, can't see me.
Anyway, my God, also.
Charlie, a day life is life, and it's really hot in Europe. But yeah, today is and someone know they be hot. Wow.
Still in Czech Republic.
Soon that will change, but it will cool.
Where
Let's just say
they go?
very soon that will change. Okay. And when that changes, everybody will know. We there inside.
Anyway, we have a long episode lineup, so let's just jump right into it.
Good.
And the obvious place to start is the Premier League, which kicks off tomorrow, or for those listening, it will be today because the episode will come out today. So, you know, we've had an interesting preseason, interesting transfer deals that have happened. Everybody has been active. I think, with the exception of Man City, I'm not sure if Man City have signed anybody for their
Liverpool are the most inactive club.
Liverpool, Man City,
zero signings. No, Man City signs some guy way in name before. What they want be named before we change up.
You change name from Savio to Savinho. You know, in fact, since we are Man City, let's start there because as the champions, I think we should give them that respect of starting with them. So usually we hardly ever talk about them because nobody really likes Man City no matter like that. Yep. But like I said, they've signed Savio. In the market, besides that, they've not really done too much, but they still have a strong squad, probably the strongest squad in the league so far, even though they've sold Julian Alvarez, which we'll get to later. But what do you think are their prospects heading into the new season? Do you think they can make it 5 in a row? Because, Charlie, it doesn't look like anybody's coming close. But come on, make us start with you.
I think the biggest factor about Man City now is Pep. And I think City are now at the point where the kind of times with Alex Ferguson Day United where, you know, before you start the league, you just know that, Alex Ferguson has something up his sleeve and United will probably just go on and win. I think that's what Man City have now. And even if the team is not good, Pep has a way of making sure that they turn it up. And the funny thing they say, last season, I watched them cut some point. I said, nah, these people don't go to win the league. And all of a sudden, them pick form where they just go win the league. So you can't rule them out. I think that Man City would definitely put up a title charge this season. I think they'll just keep doing what they've been doing already. I mean, if you look at the team, they still have Haaland. Now they've added Savinho to Doku. Kevin De Bruyne is still there. So there's like a core. The core is still around, and these people know how to win. So whoever goes neck and neck with them knows that he has to be extra good to make sure that they win the league. And that's the thing about Man City, that a lot of people need to know now that you can't just rule them out. And I think that they'll possibly do the 5 in a row, really. But also, the closest team to Man City where go fee worry them be Arsenal. And they still not bought a striker. So you can't really tell if Arsenal are serious. And it's right now, they're low defenders. Like, your man no one concede goals. He just want make sure say he tighten the back. So say the front there, they can just struggle and try to score. But sometimes you need like a very good number 9 to make sure that they're getting people in. And I keep saying this, that if Arsenal get somebody like Nicolas Jackson safe, then go win the league, because this guy brings you a lot. Like,
hey,
you go come into the play. Relax.
I just wanted to expand a bit on this a lot. You say he because you say he be the striker.
No, but that one there be true. That one there, but that the be each of one season into the be na near corner. You understand? In the next 2-3 years, he will be good. But the talk say now, he, like last season, I no go lie, Jackson impressed me. I mean, the way that he play, he missed a lot of chances, but the way that he play, the show say this be somebody where if he gets like a lot of chances, he could potentially be a very good player. So sometimes the number 9 safe, maybe he no go score a lot, but there are a lot of things that he will do around the game that will make the team tick. And I feel like that's what Arsenal need. And if they don't have that, then it's going to be difficult. But Man City, dear, we don't go through them out, Charlie. The 5 in a row, it will pay me, but it's likely to happen.
Let me just ask this, because Man City, aside everything, the 4 in a row they've already done, the momentum, they have a good squad. But there are also a few question marks around certain things within the club. Like, for example, it looks likely that this might be Pep's last season, even though he's trying not to confirm it. Maybe because
Charlie, you sure?
I mean, he's
out and go take your man, go Dubai, then tell him, you see this whole place, will they give you half? Just stay for another. Then go.
Compared to every other season before this one, usually he's very he speaks very clearly about he's going to stay, he's going to continue. But this is the one season where he's leaving those answers hanging a bit. It's not that definite. On top to, there's also speculation about the 115 charges. So there are people are saying that maybe he won't run before the charges go land and everything. So that's one issue. There's also Kevin De Bruyne, who the whole summer he's been twerking for Saudi. The move no come, but at this point he's already showed his cards. Everybody knows that he wants to leave, but the leave hasn't really the departure hasn't materialized because nobody from Saudi has shown any concrete interest. So that's also another issue. There's also Edison, who's also in a similar situation to Kevin De Bruyne. So, and then on top they've started the season on a negative foot with Oscar Bob getting the broken foot or something. So these are all a few issues. They've also lost Julian Alvarez again. So do you think these things will come together to work against them?
Nah, forget. Forget. If somebody the person they manage the club be Bosuma, I don't know what we expect. See, the same way we feel, Oscar Bob is out, he will go and put Makati there. You watch. He just go coach Makati for that side. Say Makati there, go, calm down, this, that. And they have a lot of very good players in their academy. And they are front loading their academy with a lot of the top class under 16 people. So, see, I will not ever discount Pep Guardiola and his team. Regardless, see, if he left one player for their safe, just one. If Pep be the coach and the structure he has around him now is still there, trust me, they'll compete.
Be true, Charlie.
And he not saying anything about leaving and whatnot. It will be say he himself hasn't made up his mind yet if he wants to stay or not. There's a bit of convincing that Man City has to do, just like the way right now the club say they go 10 pandits or something like that. I don't know what he want to be around Red Book or so, I don't know. Make it just go plus in teeth. Yes, this is for you. That Liverpool fans have all been in. Freddie, this is for you. Go take your oralist new coach. See, you see, it could be like he might want a break after this because He has been going at it for maybe 7-8 years straight, and that can be mentally tasking. The league doesn't get any easier. We might feel like maybe when our clubs will perform, but the small teams too. Bournemouth, they go pull some very high quality manager from here. Brighton will go take one. Villa will go take one. Right now, Wolves go take Lopetegui come. So it will make like the questions that will be asked of him and his team and the solutions he needs to find is getting a lot more difficult every year. So I think he just hasn't made up his mind. I think by the end of the year we'll know. He would have made up his mind before 2025. We'll know. For them two oldies way Ederson and this Ederson graduate, me, I'm even sure it is still there. Because usually by now they should have sold it because Akwadonyadie. He can only
No,
pass.
but you see, the thing is that I should say Edison the beggar. Because look, if Edison no the Ortega, then Scott Carson. You won't win league with Scott Carson. Make you no try that thing.
So where they right now, there's
So
no obvious
I just say Edison the
good
beggar
keeper
with
there.
the beg for 1 season. Exactly. That's why I did, you know. And you see, me, the main reason why I think that Pep will stay for maybe 2 or 3 more years is that I think Pep's biggest motivation to coach in England is to surpass Alex Ferguson. So right now that he's done the 4 in a row, it's a record. He wants to do 5 in a row. It will be a record. If he's able to stay another season and he does it again, that is unprecedented. Already he has set a record as unprecedented, which in many ways has surpassed Alex Ferguson. If he's able to win the league again this season, make it 5 in a row, that would also be something that has never happened before, and that would take him, you know, if he's not already at par with Alex Ferguson, it will take him closer to Alex Ferguson. And that's what the guy wants. You understand? So I honestly think that this season might not be his last. And the thing about Pep also is that if he doesn't win the league this season, he would want to try to win it next season.
We die
before he leaves.
If somebody slack win the league this season, we die. He goes sign 10-year contract.
That's the thing. So, like for instance, let's say if maybe Ten Hag is able to beat Pep home and away, and then maybe finishes second with like a point or something to City when they win the league. Like, you know, it's just, I'm just saying, if that happens, Pep will say, hey, this guy right now, he start feels say he go feel match me. So next season, make the day and show him something small. Like the guy loves competition, and that's why I feel like where Pep is now, I don't think that whole talk about him leaving soon is going to happen. He will stay maybe a year or 2 more, and then try to break a few more records before he leaves.
You see the example he gave, make a kind of time we beat him 3 times, take win the Champions League. He catch we like 7 times. He score wizard. Make sure say, like come and turn him like okay, they are no longer a threat to me. You know, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
This guy is supposed to move.
Yeah, it'd be difficult. It'd be difficult. You see, and the thing is that the only person who could have held him down was Klopp, and now Klopp is no more. So you know, like it make easy ride give him in a way. Like when you look at the other teams and what the coaches are doing, you'd feel like it's relatively easier for Pep now to win the league, and that's the reason why I think that he will stay a few more years.
But we're talking about Arsenal, so make I just give my comments on Arsenal too. I don't know, but I feel like they are light. Not at the back, but everywhere outside the back, it just feels like they are light.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's true.
Their options don't, quote unquote, scare me. If you can't midfield, they have Thomas Partey, who we don't know how many times will be available in the season. And then they have durable Declan Rice. But outside those two, who else they? Because El Neni left, Vieira they check like paper, make my man body or better beato. So he know they were supposed to sign a midfielder, this Marino guy, they're still they negotiate. Striker, one might say that Gabi Jesus is looking good.
No.
Physically.
No.
Physically, he's always looking good physically.
No, last season they said that he fat. But this season he make lean. He don't look like the time he come there the first season where they show creating for.
If you can score, you can score. It no be about fat or anything.
And
the guy can score. They said that's it. I don't know. You see, the last time someone got into an argument with me saying, "Oh, if Gabi Jesus can can finish maybe 6 of the 10 chances that he gets, he will be a better player for Arsenal. And I was like, if that was Gabi Jesus, he wouldn't have left City in the first place. He would have been at City. The thing is, Pep knew that he wasn't that good when it comes to scoring, so he has to just try to find someone who can exactly. And I think that's where Arteta is getting it wrong. He really needs to get someone in who can score. Maybe not as many goals as the strikers at other clubs, but if the goals spread out like they did last season, it would help him. And he needs someone to do that. And Ketia is not the guy. Gabi Jesus is not the guy.
Why might say Kai Havertz though?
Oh, Massa.
Hey, me, I'm just throwing out the names, okay? I'm not playing. I'm just mentioning the players we Arsenal actually gets.
Even on this striker, what can I say? Me, honestly, a lot of Arsenal fans might disagree, but I saw Neil Exis saying that he would like Arsenal to sign Osimhen. And for me, I don't think it would be I don't think it's as ridiculous as many people were saying on the timeline when he said it. Because
But why is it ridiculous?
For one, because for one, Osimhen, I think a team like Arsenal, if they sign him, it's not as much of a risk as if a team like Man United signs him. Because I think Arsenal will be good regardless of whether he comes good or not. So if they sign him, he's definitely going to score goals. Maybe if he can't flop, he will score maybe some 15th. But I don't think it would be that ridiculous of a move for them to make, because you definitely bring goals. And it's like sometimes, aside the fact that Osimhen, there are certain things I don't like about this game. Charlie, the guy won Napoli their first Serie A since Maradona.
Make you not make the Napoli fans hear that. Then say it be Kvaratskhelia, say Kvaratskhelia, say wine. It be Idu. They say if they're my best player since Maradona, make you don't talk about Osimhen to them. Okay?
I mean, we will throw and everything, but those things, if it be easy, why say somebody else not do one? So yeah, like, if Arsenal gets a striker, I think it will make them a more formidable force. But yeah, Calafiori, we didn't really discuss when they signed him, but how much of a difference do you think he's coming to bring to their, at least to their left back area? Because I know he can play left centre back and left back.
May I just tell you, the guy, since Chelsea fans they then get eye for everywhere, then check like them are owners. Every player then they want. So they were talking about him. So I go watch some 2-3 clips where I see okay, the guy, the first thing I noticed say it be some aura be where he gets. That be the first thing I see before I saw his football.
They and I saw Maldini aura.
He made them calm down for the only comparison he has to Maldini is his hair. Make you know can't move like then go sign the next best thing since sliced bread. But he could have a very good impact because they have another player who is like the guy Ben White, who is a center back converted to a right back. So and he has studied the game so well, and what the coach has done has taught him so well that because he's already a defender like a center back. Defensively, he's quite secure. And now he has added attacking impetus to his game. Calafiori, as a center back already in Bologna, had a lot of license to go forward, right? So, and defensively too, he's quite good. He's quite assured about himself. I think that it's going to be a very interesting signing for him. He can only struggle just because it's a new league, not for a lack of ability. More so because it's a new league, new environment. Maybe it's a bit more fast-paced, a bit more physical that he's used to, and it will take him time to adjust. But immediately he adjusts, we will see a very, very interesting dynamic at the Arsenal backline. Also because nobody's talking about the fact that Julian Timber is back from injury, who is also somebody who is a center-back but can be converted to right back or even left back. Because when he came back from injury in the Arsenal Academy, the games was playing, then they play left back or left center back or something like that. If they do the inversion, whatever. So I'm really interested to see who starts, who will get the nod, who will perform better and keep the place. It will be a very interesting battle at the back for Arsenal.
So when we're talking about the Arsenal's midfield and then you were talking about Partey and the rest, I honestly think Calafiori is one of those players who can perform that John Stones role at City for Arsenal in certain games, especially in the Champions League where, the game could be a bit more technical and then they would probably be light in midfield. He can come in as that person who would play right in front of and you see, the thing about a signing like Calafiori is that because he's so intelligent and he knows how to play the ball at his feet. It is easier to tweak your team around a player like that. So I think that Arsenal have got a really good player on their hands. I mean, if you want to win the league title, this is a player you buy. And I mean, I hope it works out for them, but they still need to sort out the attacking issues. And
Yeah.
Smiley, I agree with you about Osimhen. I think that Osimhen is like one of those strikers that Arsenal might just need. And he might, you see, the thing is that when he comes in, he may not score a lot of goals for Arsenal, but there will be a lot of importance around what he brings to the Arsenal attack instead of they not having him at all. And I think that would be important. And you see, the way Osimhen plays, he thrives on pressing from the front. And Arsenal would need that a lot if, you know, they are going to go into the season trying to break teams down early and then wait and sit back and try to control the game the way they want it. Osimhen is the kind of guy who would do the pressing from the front very well for you before the ball gets into the midfield and then into your defense. So I think that if they are able to sign Osimhen, you know, I've actually tipped Arsenal to win the league this season. But if they sign Osimhen, I think that it will make it 2 times surer for me that they can actually win.
But do you think if they enter now, would you say they've entered a bit too late?
Yeah, I would say they've entered a bit too late. And that's why it begs the question of, did Arteta know that his team needs a striker all along, and why hasn't he decided to? I don't know. I mean, we never know. Maybe he's bringing in a new boy, or maybe he still trusts that Gabi Jesus would get him the goals. We never know. But I just think that, you know, the best decision should have been to go for a number 9 right after Calafiori. That will make the fans, you know, settle down and know that, oh, at least we can know that we are going into a season with a full squad. Now, when you talk to Arsenal fans, they're still worried about Bukayo Saka. Is Saka going to play 38 games this season again?
That was
You
what I
know,
was actually about to ask.
Who would be Saka's substitute on the right? I mean, on the left, they have Martinelli
and Trossard.
And Trossard, exactly. So they are fine on that scale. But with Saka, does Reece Nelson come in and do what Saka does for them? I don't think so.
This new academy player they brought through during preseason, Ethan Nwaneri.
Yeah.
On one hand, I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans say he will be a good fit to understudy Saka and play because also left-footed, very good, skillful player. On the other hand, other people have said he's so smart as a footballer. He might be better off understudying Odegaard instead and playing where Odegaard plays. And then there's also that. Then that begs the question: where do they put King Kai? Where does Kai Havertz play? Is he still going to be doing this midfield thing, but a bit higher up the pitch, second striker kind of vibe? Or how exactly? Because in the preseason, I've seen them deploy him a lot more in the left central midfield, left attacking midfield space, where he's kind of like moving. What's his name? When Martinelli comes in this way, he goes to the left, and it's something interesting is going on there. I don't know if that guy will just close him or not.
Van Gelder, I think this Arsenal team is one of those teams that the ultimate tactical manager would really want. And if Arteta is able to be flexible with his tactics, I think that a lot can work for him. Because there are certain games that, look, in my mind, I don't think that Arsenal need to go into those games playing Rice and Tate and the days. And I feel like some of those games, it's really not. You can experiment with some of those games. And I don't see why he can't play 2 number 10s in Odegaard and Havertz, maybe playing right behind the striker. If he's able to be as malleable as some of the other coaches have been, I think that it would work for him. Look, if you give this Arsenal team to a coach like Benitez, look, he may not get the results, but the kind of team that he will start for you, you'll be shocked because he would try to tweak the team in a way that, you know, you'd look at the team and say, oh, this is like really tactical and that kind of thing.
Or someone like even Unai Emery.
Yeah, I think Arteta needs to be a bit more tactical, and you know, he should chop and change more because he has a really talented squad. And if he goes ahead to play certain players for 30 games, 20 games on the bounce, I think that is where it will hurt the team's fitness, and maybe they might not go all the way to win the title. But he just needs to make sure that he is tweaking the team. Because if you're Arsenal and you're going to play against Ipswich, and you know that you are a far more superior team, it's not disrespect to Ipswich, but you know that you are a far more superior team. So when you're going into a game like that, it's either you are bringing on, you are trying to change a system that you feel like, oh, maybe you need this system in May, or you need it in April, where things have become really tighter, but you're just trying it in September in a game against Ipswich where you know that, oh, you can win, and that even if you don't win in the first half, you can bring in a substitute and come and win in the second half. I think that the coaches or Arteta himself need to be a bit braver than he was last season with regards to his team and how he sets up.
Yeah. And
So
I'm sorry, Smiley. Just last comments on that. I'm still quite worried that they are not. Again, I will say it again. Arteta has not taken care of Saka well at all.
No, it's true.
They
It's
can't.
true.
They can't. You Arsenal fans can be complaining that why is Gareth Southgate playing Saka for every deadbeat match and everything. Well, he's his best attacker. So what do you expect him to do? That's his best attacker. He will play. It is up to the guy who has him for 38 matches in the season to forward plan, manage his load properly, such that he will have other people that will come in and take care of the burden when he's not available to do so. And that's why, again, they have to look at their midfield, because if they're going to play someone like Ipswich and want to play 2 10s, that means, again, would you have just one player patrolling the whole of the midfield? That's too much space for someone like just Rice to do, right? But another thing they've done very quietly is that you can no longer bully Arsenal.
Yeah,
Gone are
that's
the
true.
days where
Yeah.
who cares? Didier Drogba lies on their midfielder. Michael Essien midfielder body off we move. All the players they've signed this summer are all the players they want, and all the players they've signed are all physically imposing people.
Yeah.
Right? Look at their right back, tall guys, almost like 6
Yeah.
feet or something, 6
Yeah.
feet 1, 6 feet 2. Saliba, tall. Gabriel Magalhaes, tall. Calafiori is quite tall. Partey, tall. Rice, tall. It's just their front that they have some skinny, small. But even with that, someone like Saka is very, very strong. Like, he's very strong. You can't just hook him off the ball anyhow, right? So that's one thing I can credit them for. But I think their business is still not that. Well, there's still 2 weeks left in the transfer window, and anything can happen. Right now, with the City here, then go come announce right now that Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Osimhen, and they are almost on the verge of agreeing something with Napoli, and that will change the discussion all over again. So they have 2 weeks. I hope they don't do it, but they may just do it.
Kale, Van Gelder, then for fit do. If they are playing Ipswich at home, then for fit put Rice alone in that midfield. It should work. We were doing Smiley, weren't you doing that with Carrick?
Charlie,
It was a lone midfielder. So they have to do it. You see, sometimes when you want a team to work, you should be able to make sure that you're because Rice is an experienced player now. Rice cannot tell me that he's not experienced. Right now, he's experienced. He should be able to command the midfield and make it work. And that's how
he
you
can
win the
cover
league.
a lot
Because
of
when you have
ground too.
players, yes. But Smiley, you can go on.
So yeah, moving on to Man United. They will be the ones kicking off the season against Fulham tomorrow. And so far, it's been an interesting transfer window. It's been a transfer window of plenty changes, both in the executive level,
Board
in the
level,
coaching level, and in the playing staff. So the playing staff, over the past week, United confirmed the signings of Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui. Now, me personally, everybody knows that I'm a huge fan of de Ligt. I've supported him through the ups and the downs. But again, let me start with Kawa. How do you feel about the signings, first of all? Already, we all know that you're not Ten Hag's biggest fan. So, how do you feel about the signings, and what do you think United's chances are in this season? Where do you think United are going to end up this season?
Smiley, to be honest, I mean, I know I'm not Ten Hag's biggest fan, but I think that last season, on the way to winning the FA Cup, he did good. But in the league, there were so many mistakes, and these are things that you, as a United manager, when you know where the mistake is coming from, you halt it before it becomes something big. Look, last season, Ten Hag broke so many records. United became the first English team to concede 15 goals in the Champions League group stage. We became the first English team to exit the Champions League group stage with 5 points. we became the first English team. No, we lost 4 games on the bounce for the first time since the 1930s. Like the records were just back to back to back, and I felt like it was all because of how much space other teams had in when they were playing United. There was so much space, um, and it was very sad to hear opposing teams talk about this. Like someone from Burnley would just say they were surprised at how much space they had when they came to Old Trafford to play. And I was just wondering, like, can this coach just tweak something, just try to change it? And I think that this season United will be better, and I'm saying they will be better because um, I like what they've done with the defense. Trying to bring in, they brought in De Ligt, there's Lenny Yoro, and Martinez is still around. Now there's Mazraoui, and to be honest, I've not seen too much of Mazraoui to talk a lot about him. But I think that with De Ligt, even as a teenager, the level he was playing at should just show you that this is a guy who's just ready he's just ready for the big stage. And for a club like United and getting someone like De Ligt, you just know that he's going to be one of those players who would be a regular player for Manchester United. Immediately he comes into the starting lineup. And these are players you need. Players who want to compete, players who get upset with themselves when a result do not go their way or they concede a goal where they feel like they shouldn't have conceded. And it is the reason why these days, as very pro Rashford I have been over the years, I am not too pro Rashford now because I feel like he's lost that bit of him. Rashford loses the ball and he doesn't feel anything. He doesn't beat himself up for losing the ball. When he misses a chance, he is not hurt at missing that chance. And I'm surprised because even Darwin Núñez, who misses, seven clear cut chances, is always upset after every miss, meaning that he cares about what is happening and why it's not going well. So I think that for someone like Rashford, I've said it, that he should have been sold this transfer window, but I don't know what United are still looking at and all of that. Maybe they are banking their hopes on him that this season he turns over a new leaf and then he becomes a far better player. But I think the United transfers have been really good. I'm waiting to see, and also the Community Shield, that game against City was. I thought United played some really good football, and if United had taken their chances, then it would have been a dead game. I think by the 60th minute it would have been a dead game if United had taken their chances. And so by virtue of that, I'm seeing that there's been a few changes when it comes to how we play and just generally how we build up as opposed to last season and how we played. So hopefully things work out. The areas that I'm worried about though is Andre Onana. And
Bro,
then
wait, what is this thing you do? Find the hole, buffer her,
so
where Bema
I am
ball.
worried about Onana because I think that Onana is one of those. I think that Onana has taken us back to the Bates years where we were very worried about our goalkeeper. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect from him. And I think that that's where we are now. And I don't know, but hopefully Ten Hag finds a way to make it work with Onana. But that's where my worry is. With the defense, I don't have any more problems. I mean, the left back role is where Luke Shaw is also out, and I don't know if Mazraoui can play on the left as well. But
Yeah.
whatever happens, I know that they should just find a way to make it work. Dalot also showed towards the end of last season that he's a really good player that United can bank on. And then in attack, Ahmad and then the young boys are also starting to show a bit of promise. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it works out. But I've already predicted that United will be in the top 4. So whatever happens, I really just hope that they have enough to try to challenge for the title. Because if you spend all this money and buy all these players who are really good players and you can't get enough out of them, then it will be a problem. So all the best to Ten Hag. I hope that it works out for United.
Van Gelder, what do you think of United's chances and of the signings of De Ligt and Mazraoui?
I think they've signed some very good players. If I was a United fan, I'd still be worried about the midfield. Carlos Casemiro should be in Saudi Arabia by now, converting to become a Muslim. I don't know why he's still in your squad. Because again, you can't play this season expecting 18, 19-year-old Kwabena Aminu to hold you down again. And even with that, he has some deficiencies in his game that
Yep.
having a competent space eater, like the way Declan Rice can just, if the space is there, he's there to close it. Finding somebody like that to help him out will be very good for United. I think Bruno's experience is beginning to show more and more. As captain of the team, he's beginning to put his feet down, play some very good football. I've been really impressed. I'm not his biggest fan, I'm not gonna lie, but I've been really impressed with him from the back end of last season through the Euros to, like, on Sunday he played really, really well. He played really, created so many chances out of nothing, right? I think with the young kids, Garnacho and Ahmad, it is up to Ten Hag, truthfully. He has to let his favoritism die. So if you believe in NSPPD, you can take him to the altar, pray for him, so that his favoritism will die. God will remove it from him, so that he can play Ahmad ahead of, you know that guy, Anthony. Sancho, though, I don't know what you guys are doing with him. I don't know what's going on with him. And you can't just keep Rashford there. This guy, every day you go buy player, I say, I don't be 9, I don't be 10, I be 9.5. I don't like players like that. I don't like players like that. Because it means if you fool, you know the score. No, you say, but I tell you, I don't be 9. Where I tell you, I don't be 10. So he doesn't create, he doesn't score. What exactly does he do? Run around or what? So I think maybe that was the wrong choice to make, to spend the money on. Right, there are other more competent number 9s, I think, in the market. If you could have gotten people that are pure goal scorers, and they don't know, none of this are the 4 deep, can help midfield attack, nothing. Just he did it, they score goals. I think that's someone you should have gone for. But I don't know how I feel about De Ligt, to be very honest. Very good player, but under pressure he doesn't do very well. Like, every time he's under pressure, his passing doesn't come. So they do hoofball. No, anywhere will do. That might be that might be important, because maybe the passing will not be, and you just end up with creating chances for the opposition to score. So that might be important. But outside of that, all other facets of his game are really, really solid. So I think by and large, he's a good signing. I don't know if he will fit fully what Ten Hag wants to do. And your chances for the season, personally, I think you'll finish 5th. I think Chelsea will finish ahead of you again this season. You'll finish 5th. If I look at there are 4 teams that will be better than you this season. And it will be a surprise to all of you. But yes, Chelsea is one of those teams. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. Those people will finish in top 4. And then United will finish 5th. Aston Villa is nowhere near, largely because they are playing in Champions League. And I expect that they will struggle to balance it out. Especially they don't have the experience of the players. They may have the manager who is experienced. And knowing Emery, he might just say, you know what, this is not for us. Let's set that chop third so we can fall into, hey, no, this isn't, then change the format. So if you chop third for your group, the Champions League, the format makes some way.
Right now, it's one big group. It's not different groups anymore. It's one huge table. And then if you finish in the top 8, you qualify automatically to the next round. And then the following teams, they play another knockout phase to qualify for the real knockout phase. It's very confusing.
So why Aston Villa is thinking about those things, then they go feature up like 6th or 7th or something like that. So yeah, I think United have done well. Your coach says you're not ready. I don't agree with him, but maybe physically, like the physical condition. But I have a question. Kwame Mount, what are you guys going to do with that guy?
As for this question they ask, like, I have no answer, honestly, because me, when
Kawa favorite player that. So I was hoping Kawa would say something.
He's the most useless signing ever. Mount is the most useless signing ever.
You see,
and I think that it is. I think the Mount signing was the main reason why all hope I had for Ten Hag was lost. Because how? Hmm.
Even during preseason, I don't think he played badly. But even in that, I still don't see where he fits in. So it means even when he's playing well, you still don't understand. Because when preseason is also because Bruno wasn't around, so he was able to occupy that middle section. But when Bruno is around, he does his job way better than what Mount does. So like Mount is just a confusing thing because initially when we signed him, I thought they were coming to convert him into this sort of deep line playmaker type of player. But he doesn't have that thing where he demands the ball. He's more of an off the ball operator. So he won't make run then make you pass the ball, give him anything. We don't need that. That was Van de Beek, and Van de Beek didn't work. We've just bought an English Van de Beek in him. So, so it's
But I think you are wrong in one part of your assessment. Say he demands the ball. Yes,
and maybe
that
at United, they
he
do.
demands the ball, but he won't give it to you again. He demands it for himself. So give me the ball. It's okay. I'll play alone. He doesn't. He'll see the run. He won't make the pass. Do you understand? So it's not about him not demanding the ball. I don't know if at this age it can be coached out of him, or it's just part and parcel of his grain as a
Look,
person.
it will not work. It will not work. That
Hey,
boy,
so you are saying that
it
5 million
will
we will
not
never
work.
get it?
It will not.
Bro,
Look,
you
see,
get some add-ons for inside it.
Yeah, that be why you know be 60
see,
directly, 55 plus 5.
You know, we'll get.
Mount is one of those players who would go to like Brentford or something very soon. It will not work. It will not work. And if it doesn't work at Chelsea and doesn't work at Man United, I don't see any of the top six sides getting him. Maybe Villa. I don't know, but I don't think that
Yeah,
it will
I
work.
think the
But
move was wrong. I think he should have gone to Liverpool. That
yeah,
would have fit.
Tottenham or something. Those kind of teams,
Oh, he
like
will never
at
go to
best.
Tottenham. That's what that one
No,
day he
but I
will go.
mean that level for me, Tottenham, West Ham, that's his level. It's not.
He will never. But that's the problem. The clubs at those places at that level are all London clubs. He won't go. He has to leave land. He won't go because
Yeah,
Chelsea boy born and bred.
then
He won't go.
Ipswich. He'll go to
One of
Ipswich.
those like,
Yeah,
but
For go
he'll
milk.
go to one of those. Oh no,
but
you see. And last season I said that when McTominay has like McTominay in a team, I would always take McTominay in a team over Mount. And I remember when I tweeted it, a lot of, but United fans they were seeing it.
there comes in.
Look, you Mount is just not that person at United. It won't work. It won't work. No matter what they do, that thing it will not work. And Bruno is not going to get injured for 3 months for us to try Mount. It will not work. So over
Whenever
there.
that guy picked on the floor to eat, make it show other players. I want Rhys James to pick it too.
But yeah, my main thing I want to talk about is Delict, because since the signing or even before the signing, there's been so much misinformation about him and his career that it pains me because it's not a matter of it's my opinion. People are just wrong about certain things they are saying. So, for example, there was this argument I was having with someone who was saying that all the big clubs are moving him on. He didn't do what at Juventus, they moved him on. He didn't do what at Bayern, they moved him on. First of all, at Juventus, they didn't sell him willingly. He played 3 seasons. The first 6 months of his time at Juventus, yes, they weren't good. He struggled in the beginning. There was this 3-game period where he gave away 3 penalties in 3 matches. I think 2 of them were handballs or something. Like there were some struggles, and that was when you go online, you see plenty clips online. People are saying Delict, he be waste of money, he be this, he be that. After that, for the rest of the season, he was one of their best players. If you read articles, if you didn't watch during that time, but you go and read articles from that time, the Juventus media, the Serie A media, they will tell you that he was one of their best players from that time until the time he left Juventus. But for the rest of his period at Juventus, everybody was focused on that first 6 months because those were the clips that went viral. People don't care about the ones that were good. People care about the ones that were bad because that's what really makes the headlines. So he spent 3 years at Juventus. He had 2 years left on his contract. His agents made it very clear that he's not going to renew. Juventus too, that was the period when they signed Ronaldo. He came, I think, around the same time that Ronaldo came. And the thing about that period was that they were trying to win the Champions League because they were assembling a super team to win the Champions League. When that project failed, Now they were looking back. Charlie, we spent so much to sign Ronaldo, to sign De Ligt. Our wage bill has bloated. I think after Ronaldo, De Ligt was their second highest paid player. So they were now trying to salvage what they could. They sold Ronaldo. Now they're looking around. Charlie, De Ligt, we have to get his way. Like the initial plan was to try and negotiate his contract for him to sign on on a reduced amount. And his agents made it clear that, Charlie, I'm not taking less money. So that's when they started scrambling and they decided, okay, then we just have to sell him. Bayern came. And the fact that in selling him to Bayern, they still managed to get almost the full transfer fee that they paid to Ajax. That should tell you that he didn't flop the way like it wasn't a flop. If he had flopped, for somebody on such high wages, there would have been a compromise where maybe they sell him for a very low fee or like half of what they signed him for. But they still ended up selling him for about 75 million euros. They signed him for 77. So like Juventus didn't move him, like they didn't sack him the way people are making it seem like he flopped for their way and sack him. He went to Bayern. His first season at Bayern, he was in the team of the season in the Bundesliga. And many in the Bayern player of the season voting, he came in second behind Musiala. And this was him playing under Nagelsmann, who is the one who wanted him at Bayern. Following season, Nagelsmann was fired. Tuchel came, and he was still starting until the injury problem started settling in. And then that's when Tuchel signed Eric Dyer. Now, the rumor or whatever on the timeline is that Eric Dyer came to bench him. In that season, Eric Dyer started 16 games. Out of those 16 games, the person who started the most games alongside him was De Ligt. De Ligt started 14 games alongside him. So how did Dyer come and bench him? It's one of those things that like one game, then see say De Ligt's day bench, Dyer starts. So for the rest of his time over there, then see Dyer bench him. And then that one too, at the end of the season, the main issue is that they made some huge high-profile signings. And Bayern, they've always been very sensible in the market. If they buy, they usually sell. And looking at it, they signed Palinia. There's also another signing they made. I forgot it. Olise. They've also signed Olise. And then they've also signed a defender from, is it Stuttgart or something? The South Korean defender or something. And then they're also trying to sign Jonathan Tah from Leverkusen. So the thing is, in their entire squad, defense is the area where they have the most depth. So compared to other squads, they don't need De Ligt as much as another squad will need him. So, and he's also the player in their defense who has a ready market. They put everybody on the market. It's De Ligt who gets people to sign him easily. Upamecano, people know that there are question marks about him because he can be very.
You moved to my boy. He's giving racism, but it's cool.
Upamecano, he gets that. He gets a lot of brain farts in his games, and he can be a liability in big matches. So De Ligt is the one who had like a ready market, and he's also the player on. I think he also has one of the highest wages in the squad after Harry Kane. So it's the easiest decision to make. That okay, defense is an area where we are stacked. We have a lot of depth. So if we are trying to sell someone, who is the easiest person to sell, who can make us a lot of money and clear a lot of wages from our wage bill? And De Ligt was the obvious choice. So it's not exactly a situation where he flopped for their so then they sell him. Out of 2 seasons, you were in the team of the year 1 season, the second season, like injuries and everything, but you were still very good for them. In the Champions League knockout stages, he played very well in all the knockout games until they were knocked out. So it's like it'd be very frustrating if I go online and I see all those narratives because it's not a matter of like, yeah, my opinion, like you are just wrong about what you are saying. There are no campaign champ. You even know Saka because if like
then go see him this season. I mean, De Ligt is like one of those defenders that you just know that like this boy can play, and I think that that for me alone is just good for me. So I think that this season then go see. That'd be how it is. The thing is, I think a lot of English Premier League watchers or English Premier League fans do not watch a lot of leagues outside of the one they love. So they don't know a lot of the players out there. Look, EPL fans, all that they watch be EPL and El Clasico. Then once in a while, they would watch the odd AC Milan Juventus game or something. But they will not watch anything again. So yeah, I mean, this season, I think a lot of those questions will be answered.
And then besides that, me too, I'm very optimistic about Ahmad, how he's been developing over the past few
Yep.
months. The preseason, he was very impressive. It looks like Ten Hag has finally given up on Anthony, because even in the preseason, he didn't give him too many minutes. In the Community Shield, he didn't bring him on. And these are substitutions. Anthony is constant. Either he will start or he will come on. It looks like Ten Hag has finally given up on him. Sancho too, I think Ten Hag just doesn't trust him anymore. So in the Community Shield, I was expecting him to be one of the first players off the bench. That one too, he left him till 80 something minutes before he brought him on. That one too, you can't score penalty, so he even scored a case for him. As
No,
for
but Smiley, the thing is, someone like Sancho, the whole of last season as he go, did you miss him?
you see, and me
That's the thing.
he's the one player who acknowledge his presence in the squad anymore. I don't care about him, and it says a lot about him that when Greenwood was they were trying to sell Greenwood, fans cared more about Greenwood leaving than Sancho. After everything
Yep.
that he's done, everything
Yep.
that he's going through, fans cared, and
Yep.
that should tell you how far he's dropped in status, in everything. So he himself,
Yeah.
he needs to do a lot of soul searching, because
Yeah.
for the
No,
talents
I
that
mean,
they say he has,
yeah.
and even the fact that right now you're on the market, obviously, and there's nobody really clamoring for you, nobody really cares. It should say a lot about him and how far he's dropped. And then
Oh,
the rest.
he's the next Lingard. He's on the Lingard.
Yeah. And then me, like you said, I'm also very optimistic about top four. I honestly think we'll make top four, especially if we are able to find a defensive midfielder to partner
Yep.
Menu. Like Van Gelder was saying, we need somebody who can cover a lot of ground for Menu, because Menu, one thing about him is that defensively he doesn't cover too much ground. He can be
At all.
sometimes he can be a bit
At
lax in
all.
defense. That's one of the few.
Yeah.
One of the few weaknesses in his game. So you need somebody who can make up for a lot of his deficiencies. So enough about United. We are moving on to Liverpool. Liverpool, again, we didn't talk too much about them when Slot came, but it's a huge. I know people are saying that they did a lot of research before they brought Slot, and they saw that he's the manager who is the most similar to Klopp in terms of style of play. So it's going to be a seamless transition. But Charlie, we are talking about Klopp, the most legendary Liverpool manager of the 21st century, of the Premier League era.
Yep.
It's not going to be easy to step into his shoes. And what do you make of their chances? Do you think it's going to be as seamless as they say? Do you think they're going to make top four?
I think Liverpool they've taken it so easy, and it is shocking for me how they've taken all of this so easy. Like for Klopp to walk out and then this guy coming in, and the funny thing about it is that Curtis Jones is already saying that he likes this manager's football better than he likes Klopp's, because this manager is a bit more meticulous and all of that. But you see, we've not seen him. We've not seen his football yet in the Premier League. So we can't say much about his style or much about what he can do. But I think that from the perspective of them saying farewell to Klopp and then this guy coming in, I don't think they've done too much that shows that they've lost someone very charismatic, which is Klopp. And I think that is where the problem is for me. I think Liverpool already have a really good team. I mean, my colleague Oreku says Liverpool will win the league. So I'm waiting to see. Yeah, he says it's a very strong feeling that Liverpool will win the league. So I'm just waiting to see how that will happen. But when you look at Liverpool, I think that McAllister, Salah, Nunes, Elliott. I mean, they still Trent. They still have like that solid base. Van Dijk, all of them are still there. But when you lose a manager like Klopp, I think that there's still a lot more that you need to do to raise the players' levels a bit. And if Slot has not been able to do that in preseason, it will be very difficult for him, to do that in the course of the season. And that's where the capitulation will come. And so, I think Liverpool have a really good team. And to be very honest with you, I honestly feel like this is one of those Premier League seasons that it will be very exciting. The points will be close and all of that because everybody has a really good team now. But I think Liverpool have just been too lax when it comes to the whole changeover thing and trying to bring certain players in who I think would help because from all indications, Gravenberch. So what are they going to do in that midfield role that will be different from what Klopp was doing? And are the people Liverpool have or the players Liverpool have, are they good enough to hold on to Ancelotti's style of play when the league season starts?
Zubi
And
zubi doo.
to be very honest, I think that it will be very very tough to see what Liverpool will do, and I really want to see it. Now, 1st September is Liverpool United, and the games do not come as difficult as a United Liverpool game that early in the season. And for someone like Slot who has never played in that fixture, I think that there will be a lot of pressure on him. And how they start the season would be very important in the first two games. If they struggle in the first game, they struggle in the second game, then you can tell that maybe Slot is having a hard time, and so Liverpool are either going to finish here or they're going to finish there. But I can't make any predictions of Liverpool yet. I think that they can finish in the top four, but I just want to see a lot more from Ancelotti before I can make any concrete assertions about them.
All I know is that on Saturday the first goal will be Ipswich. Some corner routine where we not see before. Go ball 12:30 sharp.
Yeah, my boy McKenna.
That be all made me I know. Say Charlie, first goal Ipswich, but I think it's a bit troubling. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be worried because again they've not even finalized or closed up the whole Van Dijk thing. So there's also Van Dijk starting the season as club captain with no discussions of a deal or no deal on the table as of now. So it's a problem. Also, I find that the fact that they kind of it feels like they didn't have a second option outside of Zubimendi. Like, okay, I don't know. Say this guy, they feel like okay, this is the guy they want. Where every time I they do it, they source. So I'll just hone in on my target, side him, and move forward. Right now, no, because think about it. Right now, then they go sign Mamashvili, the Georgia, the
The Georgia
good goalkeeper, young keeper. They're getting on the cheap. I think 30 million or something. I mean, by English Premier League standards, I beg La Liga fans make you not come. Say 30 million be cheap. I come. I beg you. But is that really what they need? Because Keller is a very good
No,
deputy.
they said the plan is that they'll sign him and then loan him out for a season or two.
Yeah,
And
but at the end of
eventually
the
you come and
day,
replace Allison.
so basically the Keller are no, they no get plan giver. Basically, that's what they are. Fair enough. I mean, it's fine, but it's a problem. Are you going into another season with Darwin Nunes? It looks like Luis Diaz in agents that they drop things for there. That be out this week. Then can't tell we say Man City the ones almost sign them then things. Meanwhile, it be like that be how they kidnapping Popio. This kind of small line no even old boy go. So make you know they do their kinds things. Make you know do their things. But if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm worried. Make Freddie can't tell you how he they feel because he look every day they diss the coach don't get aura. Then if they score good, then go tweet slot ball. but, but but if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm a bit worried. I mean, I think they have enough quality to still finish in the top four. Whether the from on the evidence of preseason, and again, I know very well we can't take preseason, as seriously, but they look like they've assimilated or imbibed his style of play much more easily or quite easily. Whether it will translate in the Premier League, whether you will get such a high line against Ipswich or against teams like that, Everton, then things remains to be seen. And if you don't get such a high line, do you change the tactics around? Do you move things around and create more chances as they do? So it's a bit of a mixed bag and unknown quantity. Nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. But I do not wish them the best. I hope they don't do well. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
So for me, slots, like I think they are downplaying how difficult the transition is going to be. Because the person you're replacing, for me, the analogy I like to make with managers like that is that managers like Klopp, they become like almost like the father of the club. So when a manager like that leaves, it make like maybe your father and your mother divorce, and now your mother start date some new guy. And right now, like the guy they try to do like, yeah, I'm your new father and things, but now you dey watch him very skeptically. Like, you know, my puppy, you just be some random guy with and take him out. And that's how I see it when a manager like that comes to replace a manager like Klopp. It's like similar to what happened when United were trying to replace Fergie. I mean, I think no matter who they brought after Fergie, like it was hard because you they replace the most legendary manager in the history of the like everybody, every fan, every player, like the fans of the club see him like a second father. The players also see him like their father figure. So it's like replacing someone like that. It goes beyond just what he know, whether he's good or not. You can be the best manager, like you can be the second best manager in the world, but filling those shoes, like it's more psychological than anything. So yeah, like Freddie has been saying, slot to like from the look of things, you know, it look like he gets that natural charisma that Klopp has. He has the type that like probably you have to prove to the players that I am capable of doing this. It's not a natural one that as soon as you walk into the dressing room, you know, say, yeah, this guy, he's good. Like the kind of aura that the Ancelottis and the Peps and things have. Like he has to prove it to you. Now, Liverpool, they are also in a transition of their own because Klopp has left. Salah is probably going into his last season at the club. Van Dijk is probably going into his last season. The fact that they are going after Mama does really also suggest that Allison might also be going into his last season also. So this is also a period where like there's a lot of uncertainty. I think their squad is very good. Last summer they made some good signings. I think McAllister is a good signing. They had neglected their midfield for a long time, so McAllister is a reliable player to have in your midfield. In attack, Darwin Nunez, I think he has a lot. Like he don't, he's a mixed bag. You don't really know what to get from him, but at least you know that he's going to cause a lot of chaos. And no matter what, he's also going to get you goals. Even though it's about the quantity of goals he will get you, but I don't think he's the type of player who will go the whole season and go score 5 goals. He no go do well, cry. He will score like 15. And then you also have Luis Diaz, who is also a very reliable player. Cody Gakpo, he hasn't really impressed since he came, but I think there's still more to come from him because every time he goes to Netherlands, he really does well. So maybe since Slot is also coming from Netherlands, he might know more about his game and how to fit him in. So Boslai too, there's more to come from him. Like I think they have a good squad, but the main thing is filling in for Klopp. I think that transition is going to be rough. And the thing too is that I think if he doesn't start well, I don't think you get it together by the end of the season. I don't think it will be one of those things where maybe you know go start well, then midway you go manage finding feet. If he doesn't start well, it might be a disastrous season. Those type of seasons where he will finish ninth or something. So yeah, me, I don't think Liverpool are going to finish in the top four. That is a very bold prediction, but I don't think they are going to finish in the top four. I think maybe at best fifth, sixth, or something. But that's just how I see it. So let's move on finally to Chelsea, a club where nobody knows what their their plan is. Nobody knows. At least maybe the fans did. The fans and the club didn't know, but we on the outside, me personally, I don't know because earlier this week we've seen them sign Pedro Neto in a position where me personally, I'm not too sure whether it's something that they needed that badly. Maybe Van Gelder will have different ideas because obviously you are the fan of the club, but
No, so Smiley, before we go on, Athletic have just tweeted all of Chelsea's 43 players.
you
First
know
of all,
they said Chelsea Pedro Neto was the 35th signing or something. It's of
Yeah.
the Bobby
So
era.
let me
That
see. One, two,
you
three,
know
four, five,
United.
six. They have,
You
they
know
have six goalkeepers. They have six goalkeepers.
why do you need to sign
Six.
six? Like
we
you know
didn't
they
sign
said
6 goalkeepers.
But you
you
have
know
six goalkeepers now.
We have 6 goalkeepers on the book, but for at the beach day they are the lie. I be at the beach there inside.
We don't know already at the beach.
What?
You,
Make it look that. Let's tell me.
On the beach no day inside. The goalkeepers be Robert Sanchez, Philip Jorgensen, Marcus Martinelli, Georgi Petrovic, Lucas Bergstrom, and Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Lucas Bergstrom will be cone for listen. You see, say if the goalkeeper they do training, somebody they hold something, then the goalkeeper will can't catch. If he the hold that.
You know the only team in Norway then get 6 goalkeepers for the world inside.
I'm not saying it'll be Ghanaian.
Last season, Hasselhoff gets 6 goalkeepers. Why are you doing that to yourselves, Chelsea? Why?
Look,
talk to us.
That list where this will take out. In that list, the Bergstrom like this, bench crowd. That guy, he's so poor. We've been trying to sell him for like 4 years.
Whether he be poor nobody or not, he did on your books. Whether he be poor, it not be one concern whether he be poor.
You see,
if you go buy bomb, that won't be your problem. It not be me my problem.
We don't buy bomb. He be academy player.
He will be academy player. But is he a senior?
He be academy player.
Is he considered part of the senior squad now or
no? Every time we know they like, for instance, Kepa like this. Kepa this whole preseason nobody see him. He didn't go on preseason tour. He doesn't train with the first team. He did them banish him to under 21. You know if he use first team them at toilet safe. He did chop plus under 20. He did do everything plus under 21. They don't want to see him. They don't want to make he can that side. That's the same thing they'll do to Bergstrom. But really they keep him in the squad for what is the homegrown quota. Wallahi. Because that guy he doesn't catch. Even when the defender in the post and put that guy as keeper. Georgi Petrovic, Philip Jorgensen, and Sanchez will be the 3 goalkeepers in the season. Those will be the 3 goalkeepers. I suspect they will find a loan or permanent transfer away for Petrovic. And then it will be just Jorgensen and Sanchez. Then maybe they'll keep Martinelli as homegrown quota. Finish.
And Kepa.
And
I said them Banam go under 20. Then them people we don't know where they they do anything. We don't know. Nobody see him. He is not allowed in first team.
No, but Van Gelder, Charlie. See, I know that like this is your club and you love the club and all of that.
No, I'm not going to defend them.
No. Oh no, I'm not saying you are defending them. I'm just asking. Like me, from where they sit, I really don't know what they happened for Chelsea and why they are signing all these players.
I have a theory.
So is there an understanding? Like what's happening at Chelsea?
Okay, so the understanding is this. It might be flawed, but it makes sense in their head. We are going to get the best young talent in every position before they become a breakout star, so we don't have to pay premium for them. Whether that works or not, I don't know. 2, I think that self-reporting they did based on the accounting the audit they did of the Abramovich era that they self-reported to UEFA and the Premier League. I think they suspect is going to end up in a transfer ban, not less than maybe 2 years.
So then they stock up on the players before.
Exactly. Make me just buy everything before Hala week could catch me. and that is the reasoning into it. Truthfully, last year they bought some very quality players. And this summer, I expected them to buy 4 players.
Apart from Palmer, which will be the quality players there, sir?
Tell me a midfielder you have that is better than Caicedo. Quick. Speak, let's move on.
Caicedo is better than Bruno. Caicedo is better than Bruno. Is that
they play? They don't play the same position.
You said midfielder.
Bruno and Palmer they play the same position.
Why you compare Bruno is better than Caicedo?
That's a lie.
But Bruno is better than Palmer. Are you sick of that?
How's Bruno better than Palmer? Let's be serious here. Let's be very serious here. Let's be very serious here. If you base Kofi 233 this question, you will feel like Kofi 233. Actually, they watch this. Tell me, comment in the section. Bruno and Palmer, who is the better player? Cool. But at the end of the day,
I am a fan of Palmer, but stop this nonsense.
He's a better player than Bruno. But this is you go see him again. It be cool, right? You go see him again.
I mean, we will see.
You go see him again. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think that's what they are thinking is coming into this season, they needed to sign a better goalkeeper than the 2 we had. So I thought they would go for this, Georgia, Macascala, or whatever, or the Nice goalkeeper. That guy said,
Boca.
Masimbuka said, if he be Chelsea Academy product, where we sell it.
Look at that.
He was competing with Courtois, and he felt he would never get where he left. He left go PSG. Where that place to no such game, where he go Nice, where he go first for them. So I thought we would sign him, but we didn't. We went for Philip Jorgensen because the coach wants somebody who can pass more than who can catch. I don't know how that will work out. I didn't expect us to sign Tosin, but Tosin is an experienced Premier League centre back. Does he raise the level of our defense? Not exactly. They are banking on the fact that Wesley Fofana, being a very talented centre back, will put behind him his injury problems and come through, and his talent to shine through. Right? Left back, I think we'll sell Chilwell. So you will go up your 35-40 million, can't take. You will not pay the 45 million.
No, we pay 45 million for Chilwell.
Fine, 35. You are my friend. 35. Quick.
Like if you wear that amount, you go try sell them.
30 plus 5. 30 plus 5. Yeah, 30 plus 5. My last with 30 plus 5. Right back, we are well stocked in that area. Midfield as well.
Are you really? Because Rich James, nobody he come.
He go come September.
You get 1.5 right back.
It'd be cool. That half in one leg set better pass half the league them are right backs. Where you know if you tell me anything. That half we get, he better plus half the league. So if we add Gusto to him, it'd be cool. Midfield is fine. Attacking wise, I'm worried about our wingers. And I think that is why
like 5 wingers. So
but it's not about having the numbers. Because you guys
okay, so you know that it's not about having the numbers. It's just pack quantity, please.
No, it's not about having the numbers. Like somebody like Sterling. A lot of Chelsea fans don't like him. I like him, but as a senior player, his end product is really bad. And like if he was Sterling 10 games in a row, every match on like 4 occasions, the guy is there, but wearing a different jersey color, he will still run into them for no reason. I don't know why. That's just what he does. So I'm worried about our wingers. Mudrik's development is not going as surely as I want it to go. I don't know. Maybe with more game time, with more coaching, he'll get better at it. Madueke is the only one we have on the right. We have Angelo as well, but that guy is a pure profit buy. So I don't count him as a Chelsea player. Today, no, they say then they won't sell him. So and that is why they will sign someone like Pedro Neto, because Neto can play both on the right and on the left. So if we vex the game, no, they go well, no, then just go take Neto, come inside, or because he the like hospital, so you for managing minutes. If not, you will not get the best out of him. Up front is they've signed Gu or Gui or the Gu or whatever that Barca guy, very active player. I can't. He just like Gabi Jesus, very active. I don't really see where the goal scoring they come from. And my prediction is that we will find a way with Napoli and sign Osimhen. I think this whole Lukaku thing, Tuchel being Conte being strict that he be in now, if they want Lukaku ready to reduce his time. Osimhen has to for his own sake, because they've already banished him. Conte said he had already agreed with the club that he will leave. So me, they my plans is that that's why I say make we go sign Lukaku. So he won't get some to play, and Conte is very terrible. Well, like, if he doesn't know, he should go and ask Diego Costa. He won't get some to play. So think about your wages, reduce it to what we say we will pay, come to England, and then if you do well like Palmer, within 1 year, you can get back to where you were before. Because I will pay Lukaku them 300 million, 300,000 a week. We pay Sterling almost 350,000 a week. We go to pay, but because of this whole PSR, FFP, transfer ban thing, they don't want to put themselves in a position where, as they can't sell, they can't manage their books as well. So I think it will get done last week of August, and probably even transfer deadline day, like how we did for Enzo Fernandez. But I think in the end we will get Osimhen into Chelsea to play up top with Jackson.
Charlie, you know the player where you guys signed where they beat me.
You can't diss me with that. Who that?
Oh no! Just be whole. I like him. I like him.
I
Like
even
I
forgot
think
we signed that guy. I
yeah,
don't know
no,
why
no,
we
no,
signed that guy.
no,
Why
they
do you
like
like
him.
him?
They like him.
Tell me why you
Okay.
why you
Oh
like
no, no,
him?
no. No. Oh, well, I think I did watch him for Leicester. I think he's a really good number 8. Like if like progressing the ball, I think that he's really good. And if be one of them players where if I get him, I go buy. I don't get him, but if I get him, I go buy this
But I be
ball.
the support house. You know if you convince house for you can buy 14
Me, I
million.
know they support her too.
Ah yeah, you be
Be
Okwo
only,
United as I buy.
Thank you.
You
Okwewu
be
the
Okwo
only.
United.
I know be
He's
only
only
say.
he's the
No,
Okwewu.
no, no, I be Okwo
I
boy.
only,
Okwo United.
Okwewu the only. Yeah.
Then they don't get
but
money. They don't know if you can buy
Van
this
Gelder,
thing.
me, what I want to ask you is your treatment of Conor Gallagher for somebody who came to your academy and to be putting him through this. Like, I, I'm not sure
Personally,
it's such it's a fair way to treat.
fair. I won't go that far to talk about whether it's fair or not because football at the end of the day is a business. But I don't think it's a humane way to go about it. But then again, we know that if football is a very, very cutthroat business, clubs are not loyal to players and neither are players loyal to clubs. So if the club tell you for your face for 2 summers in a row, bro, if we get your money give you, we go sell you. We accepted a bid last summer, 45 million pounds from Tottenham. He said he won't go. Early this year, we accepted a bid from Villa, 53 million pounds. He said he won't go.
Ah, you say players are not loyal to clubs, but this is an
Uh-huh.
example of a player being loyal to your club. You say no one go, they love your club, so why don't they matter?
Exactly.
If you get girl where you then now won't break up, so say you go move forward in life. The if you say be eat the hold you back. Where if you break up, you go come your house talk say you broken up with me over me. I've not broken up with you. It go be you. I want you to try to tell me no. We said we know they want you even go your house.
They
And
love you. They love you.
this is one of the bone of this is also part of the reasons why, for instance, they sacked was the Poch because Poch loves Gallagher. Like if he the bed, it be like he dream about Gallagher. If he get a female child, he go make Gallagher marry him. That he loves the guy, but the club doesn't see him as a strategic fit in the way they want to play. And then when Poch was sacked and Enzo Maresca came in, they didn't even give they not make it come the training some stuff, make Enzo watch him, make E2 come fall in love. Then learn them a lesson quick. They say you make you no go to America. They here. That's why they agreed a deal very quickly with Atletico. Because let's go there, no get money where they can't do metofabra me fee, metofabra me fee. We didn't take up your house. Yeah, right now, you won't do like apparently they saw something in the they saw something within the Omorodion what do they call them medical that they didn't like. So
Not
they
in a way
tried to
pay me because that guy be
they
obvious bomb. I know see player will be obvious bomb like that for man. See, if you watch YouTube, first 20 seconds, you go see say this guy be bomb. You see say this guy be bomb. Hey, it pay
make
me. Oh.
make Freddie go take. If you like ask them the cancer and the contract, when they see Freddie video, why you the buy bomb? No, there's hey, sorry. So I think that apparently they tried to change the image right, and Chelsea wanted 50%, and that's why it broke down because like image rights is everything to the player. So if you want 50% of my image, that's too much. They can't agree. Send him back. Wait and say and Galaga do ya near percent moto morodion near this morodion sikano eto Galaga. But so right now then they won't make we can't pay Joao Felix. So say they will take that money pay for if it's some Basa team be I don't know why they want us to sign Felix. I don't personally indifferent about him. I'm not impressed by his career progression. That's the truth. The talent levels that he showed as an under 19 or a 19-year-old, and where he is now, going towards
Yeah, this
25,
what I'm saying. I know
26.
you know if you know say they tread on very dangerous ground right
I know
now.
the base.
So
If it mean my team where we for pay the money, so I will talk whatever I like. You don't do shelling. If you good like that, you will make you go sign up 60 million, no plenty. Go sign up then sell man's give bread for.
we don't get
If
money.
so make you no can tell me say I dey trade on one. If even my team them my money where they can't share 'em. If you come where in Kunku go play.
Charlie, so Vanguard, like realistically, where you think say Chelsea go finish this season?
Hey,
Fourth.
with
Okay.
your manager from the championship also signing players from all over the world.
Oh, it'd be cool. You put this manager from championship, this thing, it will shock you. I be people go gas for bench. Where we to go come out for. You will see. You there, you go see. Me,
Is
I
it-
don't talk much. the whole preseason, every time we concede, Chelsea are back again. Laughing stock, la 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 la. It be cool. We get Man City first. If they score, we finish. No play them till next year. We will put away for compete plus that guy. Yeah, where we two say Oscar Bob no day, we get some small chance, make we replace some 2-2 or beat them 1-0 or something.
Oh,
Move forward.
you go, we just know what we go do to you. I mean, like right now, any stadium Enzo go, you fucking racist. You fucking racist. That be all we go sing.
Charlie, my vice captain
We
will
go
move
take
to see. My
We
vice
take
captain will
distabilize
move
now.
to like that. Maybe not move to a vice captain like
Be
that.
like you for your captaincy, there is reserved for certain characters, because from John Terry to Enzo, I don't go. I end up for there. But since we are doing predictions, let's run through some quick predictions. So, who are you tipping to win the title? We can start with Carl. Arsenal. One girl that.
Manchester City forever.
I'm also going with Arsenal. So, top 4.
Whatever you put for ground, put it back.
Top four, Arsenal, Man City, United, Liverpool.
Okay.
Top 4.
One girl
I mean, I hope Liverpool don't make it.
Arsenal, Man City, and it is in no particular order. Just before somebody was out to say. In fact, okay, make them orderly. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea.
I'm going for Man City, Arsenal, Man City, United, Tottenham. I know the Tottenham will be left field, but everybody gave them a high for them at top. And I think last season they started well. So if they can maintain more consistency.
Fair enough. They've made some very good signings as well. So
dark horses.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that's a really good call. That's a really
before
really
somebody
good
go
call.
can't steal my dark horse. Make I talk of quick.
Since Glass,
I think for me that the dark horse will be between Spurs and Newcastle.
My dark horses are West Ham, because I think they've done a lot of good business.
Yeah, they've signed well. They have a good coach now.
And they have a good coach now, so player of the season.
These things are hard.
Okay, I've made up my mind.
So, like someone like Odegaard, for instance, Odegaard doesn't have that aura that when you are giving.
So you say Odegaard is aura be negative. But negative aura. Negative aura.
Look, a player like Bernardo Silva, you don't say Bernardo Silva, the ball Bernardo Silva played for England, he should have won one player of the season by now.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that reason, thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
The aura, the PR,
always select somebody ahead of
him.
Charlie, I don't know because if Bruno is up to, nobody will vote for him.
Maybe Salah. What about Salah? Salah could have a breakout.
No.
Sorry, I tried. Freddie, I tried for you, but they don't take. But we have made up I know who is player of the season.
Who that?
Rascal Palmer. That's my player of the season prediction. Palmer.
Charlie, player of the season they had for me small, but I think it could be an Arsenal player. I'll go with Saka.
I was also going to say Saka, because since I think it's likely that the player of the season. So it should probably be between Saka or Saliba. One of those are the two people who I'm taking off. Young player of the season.
I think Palmer again. I would have said Oscar Bob if he had started the season.
Well, 5 months.
I think Palmer.
Just so that my bias doesn't show, even though I think in my heart of hearts like to be Cole Palmer. Let me just pull this left field player here. Tottenham have a player called Mickey Moore. I think that'll be the young player.
League Garnacho and Kobe Menu. They go
it go shock you. Say you forget that. I don't want to talk why. I don't want to talk why. Then go watch Garnacho, watch Menu, watch Mickey Moore, then hype Mickey Moore. I don't want to talk why. Listeners, make your own inferences. I don't want to talk why, but it will be Mickey Moore.
Me personally, I'm going for Garnacho. Mine too was between Garnacho and Kobe. Me, my bias there, they can't make it show. It was between Garnacho. But I'm going with Garnacho because me, I feel like Garnacho has come to have that breakout season, like when Vinicius finally got everything together. You know,
why didn't you use Rashford?
Rashford is 28 next year.
Wow. But he had a breakout season. Have you forgotten? After
when you have the breakout season, how many years now?
But that be when.
Yeah, we've come to the end of this episode. Again, if you haven't done this already, please follow our social media pages on Twitter and Instagram. Yes, we have our Twitter page back. So the Chelsea fans will then go report our page. Enemies, we triumph over you. We triumph over the enemies.
If we win now, we can't go tell them, say, you pull out when they make it. They will take you.
Buzz.
And you see, we go lock you, we pull again.
So yeah, the Twitter and Instagram is ATW Podcast GCR. On TikTok, it's After the Whistle. YouTube, After the Whistle Podcasts. And we are available on all the podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, wherever you can find podcasts, we did it. And also, like, to remind you guys, voting is still ongoing for the APVA Awards. Again, we've been nominated for Sports Podcast of the Year, nominated alongside other podcasts from South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria. Last year, we were also nominated, but it's where this year we are trying to win. So we'll put the voting link under the episode posts and also in the YouTube notes and everywhere. So Charlie, thank you. It's always Charlie, a good one when we have you. Yeah. It's very rare to have
and
you.
Also, I see a lot of the messages where you guys they ask, when is the haymaker coming back? Please, I beg, it will come. I beg, it will come. Just say, Charlie, we did on a very tight budget now, but it will come. It will come.
Because it's almost a year since the last episode, but me, I'm not going to talk.
I know.
Yeah, you know, it's almost a year. I think the last episode was October or November.
Wallahi, Muslim lie, Allah will hack back. You put tell me say this. I think I forgot last episode be like February, March.
Me, I do countdown. No, me, because me, I do countdown. I think the last episode be October 2023 or so.
Guys, what December?
You sure?
Guys.
Yeah, what December?
Guys. Okay. The whole of this year.
Guys. As you are liking, sharing, and subscribing, please donate to Kawawa. You can't say
we go set up GoFundMe. GoFundMe for Haymaker Podcast.
If it be 3 CDs, we go take it go fit buy. What 3 CD go fit buy right now? Water.
You know if you buy anything, boss. Anyway.
You know if you buy.
Yeah, so we'll put the voting link for the APVA Awards so that you guys can vote. Haymaker Podcast. As you're anticipating more episodes, go and subscribe to that one. So say if the episode come now, you go catch them quick.
Yeah.
Again, Charlie.
One of the stories we had to think about. If I release you guys just go.
This story, the ginger weed, you know, go release that thing.
Crazy. See the Puma King boots, the first Puma King boots where they make it be Pele where it make Puma King. But the first African to wear it at the AFCON, you later.
Ginger weed. Anyway, Charlie, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this one. And as always, ATW dominates the conversation.
This has been a Gold Coast Reports production. Catch up on episodes and discover more shows from our network on listentogcr.live.